Hi guys, today's Saturday and I want to pop on and talk a little bit about stats, measurements, scale, all that type of thing, and how I've come to think of those measurements myself and the attitude that I like to take towards it. I clearly would love to lose a few extra pounds. I'm not at my goal weight by any means. I'm still doing lots of exercise and trying to make changes to my body. But it used to be in a lot more negative fashion. So I used to get up every morning. I used to jump on the scale. It used to dictate how I would feel about the day. And that really wasn't a very healthy attitude to have, to be honest. And not only would I get on in the morning, I'd get on at night. I'd see what kind of changes there had been over one day, which is just kind of crazy. And when I think about it, it's a pretty unhealthy obsession with the scale in general. And so when I started doing these challenges, my coach said to me, and actually I'd kind of stopped with the scale a long time ago because I didn't find it to be healthy for my mind. But when I got into these challenges, I realized I still wanted to keep track of how I was doing. And I did want to use the scale a little bit to see that. And my coach at the time said, why don't you just try once a week or maybe even once every 2 weeks, jumping on and seeing how it's going, but also make sure you do your measurements at the same time. And that is something that I would do occasionally, but I definitely did not do it consistently. So I started to look to my measurements as more of an indicator of how I was doing because I could feel that I was getting stronger and I could feel more definition. And I did see some changes in the measurements. And unfortunately, my weight doesn't change that much. Even when I'm being super clean, super healthy, it doesn't change enough to give me that motivation. So it will change over time, but it takes a long time. And for me, it wasn't very motivating to try and use the scale as that point of motivation, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So anyways, I wanted to jump on today and talk about non-scale victories. There are lots of ways that we can measure if we're getting some results from our challenge. So some of the things I've noticed after doing these challenges for about a year now is I have way more energy. I have way more energy to play with Emily after work. I have way more energy to do things like family bike rides. We have one of those tandem bikes and I'm always the one that pulls Emily and I feel great. I feel strong. My legs feel totally capable of doing that. I also feel like I'm stronger in general. So I've always been doing yoga. I can do way more moves in yoga. I can do a lot more chaturanga. If you've ever been into a yoga class, you'll know what that is. There's just so many things that you can use instead of a scale to see if you've been victorious or if you've seen any changes. So again, for me, it's energy, it's quality of sleep, it's strength. How am I improving in terms of can I do more push-ups? Can I do more lunges? Can I do more squats? And it's funny because I haven't done the 21-day fix in a little while. And when I've jumped on now, I realize that I'm way stronger than the first few times that I tried this program. Even just doing the planks where you have to start up high and put one arm down, the other arm down, back up, back up. I can do them now for a minute. And previously it was like half a minute maximum. So I'm feeling great about that. So those are some things that you might want to do is focus on those non-scale victories instead of just the scales and the measurements, because sometimes those can be a letdown. And really, they're not all that motivating when it's a letdown, right? And then we get into that whole all or nothing ball game again. So anyways, I hope that helps. If you'd like to comment on any non-scale victories you've been noticing, that would be great. And I hope you've been enjoying the challenge so far. Please feel free to reach out to me, comments, questions, or anything. We got a couple more weeks to go and I'm pretty excited. I've been loving the group, so keep it up. Have a good one.